All right, good afternoon, everyone. I am meteorologist Chris Guevara. I'm going to be giving you guys your Thursday, May 11th recreation forecast update. A little bit of some changes today compared to what we've experienced a little bit uh, earlier this week, saying around like Monday and Tuesday. So, we always can start off taking a live look from the Alpine Bank webcam. Well, we are seeing plenty of cloud cover, but we're also seeing a little bit of some breaks in the clouds, so giving us some partly sunny skies here in the Grand Valley, but we can always see a little bit more up on the mesa. Always starting to get a little bit of some activity going on. And this is just going to continue to ramp up throughout the day, and some of our mountains are already getting some of that snowfall. So I want to start off by just giving a little bit of just a quick wrap up from the Grand Mesa, the San Juans, as well as just here in Mesa County if you're going to be hiking, not just only at the monument, but also just on some of the BLM lands. So up on the Grand Mesa, yes, there is still snow. I just recently checked the Powderhorn's webcam, and a lot of that snow is starting to melt, at least at that lower elevation, so near the base lodge, but kind of getting up in that higher terrain, kind of getting all the way up to the top. There is still quite a bit of snow, and that's still going to take some time for it to melt. But if you are going to be hiking anywhere, you are going to, it's the higher you keep going, just expect that it's going to be a lot more snow covered. Now some areas, again, staying a little bit lower, starting to get into that mix of some snow to melting snow. You're going to have some muddy spots as well as some icy spots, so just make sure you are taking it easy. But overall, it's going to be some fair hiking weather. We could see this change a little bit later into the day. Down in the San Juans, again, we're looking at snow-covered trails depending on where you're going to be going. And there's, like I mentioned, there's already snowing down there, especially like in areas like Telluride. So you can have trails that are going to be leading anywhere from fair to even bad, especially getting into a little bit of the heart of the San Juans and getting to a lot more, think of like the Bear Creek trails, which some of these are already closed just for seasonal closures. Now here around town, the Mesa County, if you go on any of the BLM lands or even, again, up on the monument, I was up at the monument not too long ago, a couple days ago, and we're staying fairly dry. That's a few muddy spots, but overall you're looking at anywhere from fair to even good hiking conditions. Now as we continue on, if we can get this, there we go. Here is, I just wanted to bring this up, some of these watches, warnings, as well as even advisories. We do have a lot of these winter weather advisories up in those higher terrains, and then we can see a little bit more just past the Vail, so you're starting to get still in the high country and stretching all the way up into the foothills, all the way under those winter storm warnings. So yeah, if you do have, if you are going to be planning to travel anywhere, then just make sure you are taking it easy on the roads. I know CDOT's already started implementing some of those traction and chain laws, especially in the San Juans along the $1 Million Highway. So if you are going to be commuting to anywhere, make sure you are taking it easy on the roads. Again, if you do not have to travel at least to anywhere that is going to be getting snowfall, I suggest just staying home and maybe just doing some recreating just around your town, or just going somewhere that is going to be pretty fair, like here in Mesa County, Delta County, Montrose County. It's going to be some of those fair game in terms of any type of outdoor recreation. Now in terms of those hiking, I just brought this back up. We're just going to switch over. Here we go. We're going to get into a little bit, kind of getting sitting a little bit near the Continental Divide, but we're talking about Aspen. So if you are going to be heading anywhere around Aspen, or even Glenwood Springs for that matter, you're not really going to be expecting anything for right now, but a little bit later. Again, we're talking about mountain snow. Just expect that you could be running into some of that snowfall. Again, that's going to bring you back to the muddy trails. And even if you're not going to get snow and even some rain, again, you're also still going to be looking at some muddy trails. So make sure you bring those hiking boots. Make sure you have some good traction. Again, stay on the trails. Do not take any shortcuts off the switchbacks or anything like that. That just gives erosion into the ground. Now we're going to kind of look again around the state park forecast, just around the western slope. Again, the conditions are still going to be staying the same. Now, the state parks is going to be a little bit different today. Now, already seeing some of those temperatures staying a little bit cooler. We have some of that cold front moving through, so that's already giving us some of those cooler temperatures. So, just want to make sure you have a little bit more of a jacket, other than just a t-shirt, which we had, 80 degrees or even 70 degrees earlier this week. So, just make sure that you are staying just nice and dry, as well as you get your way into some of these state parks. You're going to experience, again, some possible muddy to slick conditions depending on where you're going to be going. Now, in terms of Fruita, if you are planning on doing any type of biking, again, just be wary. We could experience some valley rain, but overall right now we're just staying mostly dry. So if you do plan on doing any type of cycling, it's going to be pretty fair game for right now. We could expect a little bit more of some possible rainfall towards the evening and into the nighttime hours, which I think by then most people are probably already staying nestled inside the house. So if you do plan on going out right now, it's going to be perfect time just to experience just some of that cloudy skies. Now, again, weather on the trails, I'm going to bring myself back up into frame. So, we're from Ouray to Telluride. Again, I already mentioned about the San Juan. So, you're already going to be expecting snow and already under those winter weather advisories. So, again, just expect snow on the trail as it is, plus additional snowfall. So, but that doesn't bother you, you'll be fine, but make sure you do bring your spikes for those slick and icy spots. As we get our way now, as we look our way into the Grand Mesa and here in Grand Junction, we're having some elevation differences. So again, down here in Grand Junction, we are looking at pretty dry conditions, other than some possible valley rain. Getting all the way up into the Mesa, could have some of that snowfall, maybe can get a little bit of some of that rain. Again, Powderhorn is already having some snow already starting to melt off at that lower elevations. Higher elevations at Powderhorn, as well as getting up on the Mesa, still staying snow covered. Getting all the way now into Gunnison as well as Gypsum. Gypsum, there is a good bit of a hiking trail all the way in Dotsero. Again, we're looking at some possible dry conditions, but still not going to rule out chance for even a rain-snow mixture to occur, and even just some possible rain. So just make sure that you do have a little bit of a rain gear, or even just some possible some snow gear with you. Don't have to go completely overboard on the snow. It's even though winter is still not finished, or not in the dead of winter, we're just slowly starting to exit out of it. So we're seeing a lot more of these any type of winter storms, or even winter snowfall, I should say, occurring a lot less now compared to what we had just a few months ago. Now, for folks also living in Fruita, if you do want to do any type of camping, especially at one of the James and Robb State Parks, it's again, we're talking about the same thing, just like from Palisade or here in Grand Junction, just some possible valley rain, but not really going to be expecting too much. So if you don't mind camping, especially if you're doing tent camping, you're going to be okay for tonight. Just expect that your tent might get a little bit wet. So just other than that though, some possible wet tent, some muddy surfaces, but overall you're going to be entirely fine. Again, I did already mention a little bit about Aspen, but kind of getting all the way into Glenwood Springs, and this is really just applying just really anywhere for today. So even though I am mentioning Glenwood Springs and talked about bringing a jacket, possibly an umbrella, so just also make sure that you just have this gear just really anywhere. I mean, it's gonna stay a little bit cooler today, and getting into some of those higher elevations, you're going to be expecting those temperatures to drop even more. So if you are going to be going into the San Juans, as well as getting into some of those higher terrain, you are going to be noticing a pretty significant temperature drop. So that's where you're probably going to really want to start having a jacket. I wouldn't say too much of a winter jacket at all, unless you get cold easily, then yeah, I would. Again, make sure you have those hiking boots, make sure you have spikes depending on where you're going to be going. Again, another good thing to have too is trekking poles, especially if you are going to be hiking anywhere that has snow on it. That's going to be really helpful, as well as even some possible snowshoes. If you're going to be hiking to anywhere that has a good amount of snow already on the ground, that is going to be one of those areas where snowshoes could be a recommendation, not a requirement, but it's a good idea to have some, especially when you have a good about, couple feet of snow from the base of the trail all the way to how high you're elevated. So just make sure you do take it easy on there. But overall though, again, expecting if you are going to be hiking in the mountains, expect some of that snowfall if you're going anywhere into the high country, especially a little bit more eastward along the I-70 corridor. So starting getting around again into Vale, into the foothills, expect to have a lot more significant amount of snow. So again, mountain snow, talking about valley rain today. So if you are going to be recreating, just make sure you have the proper gear and attire. And if you're looking for somewhere to stay, you'd say mostly dry, sort of stay a little bit more around here in some of our valleys, as we're just going to be expecting some valley rain, but as of right now, we're just staying under dry conditions. So again, just make sure you do take it easy. And if you're traveling anywhere, to get to some of these hiking trails, just make sure you also do take it easy on the roads, and make sure you do follow any type of those traction or even possible chain laws, which right now chain laws are just for CMVs. Most of the traction laws are for those passenger vehicles. So just make sure that you are taking it easy and you're following along any type of those laws. And again, if you don't have to go anywhere, then just stay around home or recreate somewhere that you don't have to travel any type of mountain passes or heavy snow-covered roads. Again, this is meteorologist Chris Guerrero giving you guys your Thursday, May 11th recreation update. I will be back again tomorrow, hopefully, as well as even into this weekend to give you guys a little bit more of an update. And we're still expecting some more changes in our weather, so I'll have a little bit more updates on that. And then midday is going to be starting pretty soon, so you can follow along or even watch meteorologist Zach Webster. He's going to be giving you guys your forecast for not just Grand Junction and Montrose, but also across the western slope. And then you can follow Stephen Bowers for our evening for our 5:30, 6, and 10 o'clock show for any type of latest updates and changes coming, not just for the remainder of this week, but also leading into next week. I will